So David had several children by a few different wives. One of his sons, Amnon, was in love with his half-sister Tamar. It doesn't really show it well, but he ends up raping her. And her full brother, Tamar's full brother, Absalom, is angry. But he waits 2 years. 2 years later, he devises a plan and succeeds in killing Amnon. Knowing that his father, David, is going to be angry and going to seek revenge, and probably he would lose his own life, he goes to a far country. So David is in Jerusalem. He longs to see Absalom. He longs to be restored to him. Joab, his chief general, is getting nowhere with trying to persuade the king to go get Absalom. And so he gets a wise woman from Tekoa to come talk to the king. And she comes and she tells a story. And David thinks that she's telling a story of her own son, and she says, "Nope, I'm convicting you about yours. You need to go get your son." And then she says something that just caught my attention. I'd never seen it before. It arrested me. And she said, "Death happens to us all. But this isn't what God wants. God is ever devising ways to have the banished return." And I thought, well, wait a minute, okay, let's take that apart. Death happens to us all, some sooner, some later. God doesn't want this. What she's saying is God does not want us to reap what we have sown. We sow wickedness, and God doesn't want us to reap that. And then she says God is ever pursuing the banished. That would mean someone you have to be in the fold to have been banished. So that would be someone who's a child of God. The parallel here is a father-son relationship. When a person comes to Christ, they become a child of God. Before that, they're not. That's very Bible. Might offend, but that's very Bible. And so here's the whole point for you and me. And this is powerful, so listen and catch this one. I don't care where you've been or what you've done. God is pursuing you to get you back. If you're a born-again believer, if there's been a time in your life where you've trusted Christ and you're way out living in sin today, God is pursuing you. He is devising ways to have you come back, putting things in your way to have you come back. I can tell you from experience, I know what it's like to be in the far country. I know what it's like to be out in sin and have God pursuing you. God is in pursuit of His children to bring them back. He wants you in the fold. He wants you in a place of relationship with Him. So no matter where you are today, if you're out in sin or you've been out in sin, number one, if you're out in sin, come back. Number two, if you've been out in sin, don't let that stop you from serving the Lord. Don't think, well, I did. No. God wants to use you and wants to use you mightily. We have a God who just wants to see our lives be successful for Him and count for Him and have a relationship with us. That's what God wants for you today. Want to read the whole devotional? Go to the link at the bottom of the page. We'll see you tomorrow.